Happy Wednesday, everybody. Another testimony today. This one is sometimes a really sensitive topic, but you know me, I'm real and raw, and I just love sharing my testimony, and it's not always a beautiful testimony, as in like the start's not always beautiful, but God's end result is always perfect and gorgeous and amazing. But anyways, this is a testimony of me having all of my children. People ask me all the time, like, did you plan to have this many? Was this always your goal? And there's like a yes and no in that space. But before we even started our family, when we were trying to have kids, I was praying very, very diligently and hard and fervently, asking the Lord in His goodness to bless me with a child, because I had a fear of being infertile, and He did have my womb closed. And that's something that I was going to share with you guys is when I was 15 years old, I was in a horrible relationship with a 22-year-old man who was a narcissist. And to make a really long story of God's goodness very short, bottom line, we were trying to get pregnant so I would be tied to him forever. And God did not allow it. He thwarted my plans, thank goodness on that. He didn't allow that to happen, and He had my womb closed. And I'd like to say that that was the last, then I got saved and there was this miraculous, change in my life, but I didn't find Christ for another 4 years. It just repeated, searching for love in worldly ways, searching for connection in a way that was meant for marriage, and not being safe about it at all. I didn't really care. I knew I always wanted to be a mom, so I didn't mind the idea, even though come on, Anna, you're totally ruined your high school life, but didn't think about it. I just was thinking about having fun and doing whatever I wanted, And so God in His goodness just had my womb closed, even in the moments where I was trying to do that, I'm trying to have a baby and conceive before marriage. And in His goodness, He closed that up. So now fast forward, met Andrew. We were best friends for a really long time, eventually started dating. And when we were dating for a while and talking about marriage and stuff, he has a condition that's hard for him to have kids. And he told me about it. And I said, oh, that's fine. I don't know if I can even have kids. So I'm fine with adopting. I mean, I'd love to have one, but I'm totally fine adopting. And he comes from a family where his mom birthed some kids. She's also adopted a ton of kids. So that's kind of where his mind was too, of just nothing's wrong with adoption, that's fine too. And so when we first got married, that was obviously on my mind, is I'm as much as I love and I can love any kid, I'm fine adopting, because I know I can love any kid. I love everybody's kids. I love my friends' kids, I love kids easily. And I was wow, I'm happy to do that. Lord, if my body could just host one, I would love to feel what pregnancy feels like, and experience birth, and experience a child that's made of me and my husband, us, and doing it naturally. I would never do, just for me personally, I never would have sought out fertility treatments, because I'm just really natural with things. I would have just gone the adoption route. So I knew that it was either, have this happen, or we'll adopt, but I really, really want this to happen. And so in my prayers, and this was before, I mentioned in my last video, before I was really well-versed, understanding the Bible, well-read in my Bible is what I'm trying to say. Before that, I was praying the Hannah prayer that I didn't know was the Hannah prayer at the time. And I was just Lord, if you give me a child, I will dedicate him to you, and I will raise him to know you, and you can have him. I desire so badly to be the one who bears life in my body and bring it into this world. And so He did bless us with Gabriel, our oldest. And then after I had him, I again was praying. I was Lord, if I could just have one more. I know this sounds so selfish, and I know I said I'd be happy and content with one, but I would do it so differently. I had a hospital birth with Gabe. It was a really traumatic experience. They did not follow my birth plan, and it was horrible. And so I really wanted to try again and have a home birth, and it be the birth I always wanted it to be, how I originally wanted it to be. And so it's just asking the Lord for just one more kid. I'm any kids you give me, I will raise an army for you. I will be so sold out on teaching them your ways and making an army for you. If you would just give me one more child, Lord, any kids you give me. And then sure enough, I got pregnant with Viviana. And then 3 months later, got pregnant with another. And after that, every single year just got pregnant, which it's a running joke of like, I prayed too hard, and God just overly gave, or be careful what you ask for because God can overly give. But it truly is such a blessing to have all these kids. And I have taken that oath that I have made to him very seriously of making sure, like, I don't care if I do anything else. Like, I never was looking to be an author or to be a speaker or to do any of the things that I do. I was never looking to do any of it. I was looking to just be a mom. And then I made that commitment to the Lord. So that's my number one thing always, where I will be very diligent in teaching my children the way to go. I will do that above all else. Before having a workout routine, before having literally anything, I will make sure that I'm constantly having conversation with my kids, directing them in the way they should go, making sure they're getting into their Bibles and getting into prayer and answering hard questions and spending that time with them, because it really is the most important work. And it's the oath that I made, is to raise an army for him. And so by his grace, he's given me so much more understanding in scripture to be able to speak life into them and point them to Jesus. So that's my other testimony for today, and we'll see you guys later.